Hello guys and welcome to the SimpliCode programming channel. This is Vikesh and let's get started with today's topic, which is about data type conversions. So when we talk about data type conversion, the whole idea is to basically answer the question that whether I can convert a int data type variable into a long data type variable or a long data type variable to a float data type variable, and also vice versa. Can I go back? Can I convert a float variable into a long variable or an int variable and vice versa? So this lecture is about answering all of those questions. And we will basically look at some examples to understand how the conversion works. But let me just explain the basic principle. The basic principle is that smaller box can fit into larger box. But if we have to fit a larger box into a smaller box, you need to do something else. So what do we mean by smaller box and larger box here? The smaller box is a variable or a data type which has a smaller range. If you remember, we talked about the range of short, byte, int, etc. And we could see that as we go from short to byte to int to long to float to double, the ranges were increasing, right? So we will follow the same kind of analogy that if we have to store a smaller range variable into a larger range variable, Java will automatically do that. But if I have to store a larger range variable into a smaller range variable, then I have to sacrifice some quality of the value. And we will look at the examples of that as well. So let's first look at the example where we can store a smaller range variable into a larger range variable. We call this as implicit data type conversion. So here you can see I have declared an int variable with the value 100 and I'm printing the int variable. Then I have declared a long variable, and what I'm doing that I'm assigning the value of int a to the long variable b. So I'm not assigning a new value to this long variable, but rather I'm just passing on the existing integer value into a variable of type long. Similarly, after that, I am taking the value of this variable of long type and storing this value into a float type. So you can see int is basically smaller than long and long has a smaller range than float. So I'm just storing a smaller range variable into a larger range and then a larger range variable into the largest range. And then I'm printing all the variables values to see if this actually is working. Can long automatically store the value of a, and can float automatically store the value of b? Here I'm just printing the variables, and again using the concept of the previous lecture, this is just to print the values, and I will cover this in detail in the next lectures of how this works. But here you can understand that we can use system.out.println to basically print the values, and here I'm just printing a string and then the value, then again the string and the value, and here also the string and the value. So this is what is happening in this program. And again, don't worry about these details. I will cover about what these concepts are in the upcoming lectures. So let's run this and see if the data type conversion actually works. So I will just right click and do run as and go to Java application. And if I click on this, I get this output. So the first output is pretty straightforward. I'm just printing the int variable as is. So this works. Then I am storing the int into a long and printing the long representation of a, which is b basically. And this also works without any errors or any warnings by Java. Similarly, when I talk about storing the long variable into a float variable c, this also works. But here you see an additional decimal precision here, because as we remember from the previous sessions, float is used to store values which have decimals or which have precisions. So it will automatically convert your absolute number into a number which has decimals whenever you try to cast this into float. Casting is also a word which is used. Some people call it as implicit data type conversion. Some people call it as implicit data type casting. So if you hear the word data type casting or implicit data type casting, you can think that it is exactly the same concept as data type conversion. So this is about implicit data type conversion. Now let's look at an example of explicit data type conversion. How does that work? So using the same analogy of the boxes, now I will try to store a larger ranging value variable into a smaller range variable and see how that looks like. So I will start with the largest, which is double variable. So I have created a double variable, and as we know that double is a variable which is used to store decimal values. So I'm storing this value here, and then I'm just printing the double representation as is without any changes. Then I'm trying to store this variable's value into a float variable. So I'm trying to go to a smaller box now. I'm trying to go from double to float. And if you remember, I told you that if you have to do that, it will not work out of the box, but you have to do a bit something special as well. And this is the special part. This is called typecasting. Typecasting is basically a way to tell Java to explicitly cast this variable's value into this data type's variable's value. And you always need to do this whenever there is no implicit casting happening. If you are trying to store a larger value variable into a smaller value variable, you have to do this, otherwise Java will complain. You will get a compilation error. So that's what I'm doing. I'm telling Java to store the value of A as a float and store the value in F. And this is where I'm telling to store the value as float. So you just put brackets and you define float. And then I'm printing the float representation. Similarly, in the next one, I am trying to store the value of this double variable into a long. So you can see now I'm trying to go even from a precision data type to a non-precision data type, because long does not understand decimal values. So I'm trying to store a variable which has decimal values into a variable data type which does not understand decimal values. And we will see how the output looks like. But here also you need to do the explicit casting. Explicitly you need to tell which data type this A needs to be converted into. That's what I do here, and then I print the long variable here. And then next I will again go down further and I will try to store a larger long variable type into a smaller int variable type. So again I'm trying to store the value of B into a smaller data type which is integer, and I'm naming the variable as C. Here again I have to do this explicit casting. I'm telling Java to explicitly cast the value of B, which is a long data type variable, into an integer C, which is an int data type variable. And then I'm just printing the value. So this is what is happening in this program, that from double to float to long to int. Now let's run this program and see what happens. So I will right click and go to run as and choose the Java application option. And this is the output I get. First of all, for the double representation, the value gets printed, 0 is ignored. Then in the float, it works fine as well without any precision loss, because float can also print values up to 1 to 2 decimal points without any problems, even beyond that actually. So it works fine. Then when we talk about the long representation, we are trying to convert a double variable into a long variable, and we see that the decimal values are lost. This is expected because long does not understand decimal values. That's why anything after the decimal, or in fact the whole decimal portion, is gone when you're trying to store double or float into some absolute data type variables like int or long. And then in int representation, since you already have this long can easily be casted to int by just providing this explicit casting, and the int representation also prints 50. So we started from this value and we ended up with these values when we try to store them as long or int. So this is all I wanted to cover in today's lecture. So we covered basically about the data type conversion or data type casting concepts. How does implicit data type casting works and how does explicit data type casting works. And as we know the concept, the basic concept is that the value can easily be casted from a smaller range to a larger range without any changes or without any extra code. But when you have to go from a larger value to a smaller value, you have to provide these casting instructions to Java to successfully cast those variables. So that's all for today's session. And in the next session, we will be looking at how we can write the first Hello World program in Java. And there we will actually cover all these things which I have been saying that we will cover. So we will cover all these ways of how we can write the first Hello World program in Java. And if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up would be massively appreciated. And do not forget to subscribe to SimpliCode for more programming related videos. Thank you, and we'll meet again in the next session.